Good morning everyone. Space, as they say, is big. Very big. You wouldn't believe how many times this speech has been ripped off, but I'm going to do it anyway, as it's all in honour of today's rather impressive weapon, a blade from the deepest recesses of the cosmic void. It's the INFLUX WAVER from Terraria. The INFLUX WAVER is a broadsword of extraterrestrial origin and is forged from an unknown material. It can be obtained from the Martian saucer and is able to deal a considerable amount of damage, but what makes it special is that it will launch a projectile which will lock onto any targeted impact and then be followed by secondary and tertiary projectiles that will home in on that target, dealing the same amount of damage. While officially the material that makes up the INFLUX WAVER is completely unknown, judging from its appearance, it is likely that, along with other Martian technology, it's crafted from the Martian conduit plating, or a similar type of material. Due to its alien nature, however, its method of construction would not be known to anyone on Terraria, making its replication next to impossible. It is also possible that, in order to achieve the offensive capabilities of the blade, other components not available during the Martian invasion are required. The origins of the INFLUX WAVER can be brought into question somewhat though, given that the enchanted sword bears a similarity in its abilities, only much weaker, with a projectile being generated when it's swung. This could be said about a number of Terrarian swords however, but what makes the idea more compelling is that the INFLUX WAVER has also gone by the name Spellbound Edge, suggesting that it could be an enhanced version of the enchanted sword. It could even be that the enchanted swords were embedded in rock because they fell from space. There is no real evidence to back this up however, and even the legends of Terraria contradict the idea, stating that the enchanted swords were rather dropped from the floating islands when the sirens were corrupted into harpies. On top of all the other mysteries of the INFLUX WAVER, there is a question of why such a technologically advanced species as the Martians would base a weapon on something as archaic to them as a sword. While there are no real theories considering this question at present, some ideas may suggest that the aliens are more in touch with tradition than it appears, and the weapon design harks back to a point in their history when bladed weapons were somehow iconic or held in reverence. There is even a suggestion that the Martians did not in fact originate from Mars, and that there was civilization that arose from refugee settlers who escaped to Mars from their oppressors far out in the universe, using only a progenitor to the INFLUX WAVER to secure their freedom. Considering its overall strength, the INFLUX WAVER could be argued to be superior to anything naturally created on the whole of Terraria, given that it's on par with, if not more powerful than, the Terra Blade. This is quite controversial though, as depending on the situation they're utilised in, each blade have the potential to come out on top. Even though it does not clearly outclass the Terra Blade, it is still able to easily rival it, and sits alongside it as a component in the Zenith, the most powerful blade known to Terraria. Clearly, the INFLUX WAVER is a very powerful weapon with a unique history, shrouded in mystery, and while usually an indistinct origin may be a detriment due to the inability to confirm any speculation, the fact that this blade is quite literally from another planet gives it enough uniqueness to override any questions. In addition, given that its overall strength is easily on par with some of the most powerful weapons ever found on Terraria, not to mention it's very difficult to obtain and can't be crafted, the INFLUX WAVER has to be given an artifact rating of at least momentous. I don't care if it doesn't strictly outdo it, a blade that can rival the Terra Blade is really nothing to scoff at. Then there's the fact it's from space. I mean, overall, that's just really cool. Anyways, if you want to hear more of me fanboying over cosmic weaponry, then be sure to subscribe and consider becoming a patron or channel member to get early access to my lecture series, Profiles. Now please have a great week everyone, and I'll see you next time.